Some people might say, how the heck do you flesh and shave a porcupine? Well, I'm about to show you. It's not as hard as you think. Here we have a pickled porcupine hide. You can see all the quills. So you might wonder how you can handle one of these hides with all the quills, but the thing is they're on this side, and these areas on the sides of the porcupine are soft and not full of quills. So I like to hold it by this area. Like I said, no quills right here. And if you hold it in your hands like this and stretch it tight, you can work it across the edge like this. And then when you get to the middle part, it actually works pretty well if you just fold the hide gently side to side like this, and you can grip it in your hands. Obviously this quills are on the other side, so this is not hurting me. And now I can take it across the machine like this and work on those center areas. Down here on the tail, I'll just kind of gently hold onto the edge here and hold the very tip of the tail, which these aren't spines, these are kind of a real coarse hair right here. And so that'll allow me to shave the tail area. The feet are pretty easy because they're all soft. There's no quills here. So I can go across my machine on the feet like I would any normal animal. And here's the face of it. And just like a regular animal, it's pretty easy to work it from the inside out here because I'm not touching any of these quills. The only way I'd really have these quills stick to each other is if I folded it this way and poked them down onto the base of the animal. I wouldn't want to fold it this way because you might actually have the quills stick into the animal itself and pull out. But by working with it kind of just folded in half, it seems to work really well. Method for sewing porcupines. We've cut it down the stomach, so I'm going to need to lay it on its back and sew it. So I like to sit on my work chair with my feet elevated a little bit, and I got this piece of cardboard, fairly thick cardboard, that bends in the middle into a V shape. We'll just set this like that and take the porcupine, let's put the head facing towards us. And this is going to provide a great angle for me to sew it from tail to chest and then down each leg. Really easy to move around, and the quills will not get stuck onto this cardboard. If you were to try to use a blanket or a towel, anything soft like that, the quills will lock into that towel, and then you're going to rip a million of them off as you try to remove that towel. With this, it will not stick onto the cardboard, and it's a good idea to, when you're working with it, kind of keep it in this downward position so the quills lay down. But yeah, that is the best method for sewing them so that nobody gets poked. Tips for drying the porcupine. These soft, longer guard hairs have the tendency to just lay down flat. We don't want that. We want to stand it all up straight. So first thing I'm going to do is dry the porcupine. This is my Master Blaster blower. And we want to do this gently so as to not blow a bunch of spines off. But proceed carefully and we'll be able to kind of dry this up a little bit. So as a final porcupine tip for drying, you see that I've got the guard hairs all stood up straight. He's looking really nice now. I attached him to this board. Well, as they dry, they'll often have a tendency to lay down again, and I want these guard hairs to stand up straight. So I attach them to a board, which I attach to a mounting stand head, and I am going to put him onto the wall here. You could also just screw your board straight to the wall. If you don't have this mounting stand, you can just, you know, use your piece of plywood here. But let's position him completely face down, upside down while he's drying. This is going to keep the hairs pointing up. Gravity is going to bring it down. Plus you can come over here and groom it daily and kind of pull them down. So this is a great way to keep them from wanting to lay back down flat.